Hey friends, it's me Jared again with a part two of just showing you kind of what we do on Sunday mornings with our Ableton. So something I've tried doing differently the last couple of weeks is setting up our Ableton in arrangement view instead of session view. If you watched my other video, I kind of showed you my template for session view where we just kind of launch all the tracks at once, and each song has to be launched separately. And so I started experimenting, and I used to do this back in the day. This is how I actually first started in Ableton, was in arrangement view. Uh, I think it's good for different scenarios. Like if you're running and gunning and you don't have a lot of time to plan, then the session view is actually really good because all the songs are in there already, and I can show up somewhere and put a set together really quick. With arrangement view, it's really kind of stretched me a little bit because it's made me have to plan a lot more, which I think has been a really good thing. So I kind of wanted to show you what we're doing here. It's made it to where I don't have to launch each song. That I can launch the first song, which this past Sunday was White Flag, and it would automatically go right into Singing the Victory, to where I didn't even have to mess with it. And so I have it to where those songs crossfaded just perfectly, to where there wasn't like an awkward gap. And then at the end of Singing the Victory, I have this pad that comes out of it to where I don't kill like all spontaneous moments by doing it in arrangement view. So this gives me a chance to bring something back at the end if I wanted to, or if I don't, and I can just kill it once the song's over. And I have this, I have a reverb on that track to where the decay is almost 17 seconds, so it fades off really good. And so I launched that first song, goes to the second song. We had a break here where we did a quick welcome, and then I brought in a pad to start my next set in the beginning there. And so I started that as the welcome was closing, and then I would actually launch the song, and then again these would crossfade into each other, and again I have a pad at the end just in case I need to bring us back into something. Anyways, so that's the way we set it up, and so I literally just drag songs in. You can kind of see them here. Some are pretty extensive that have a lot of stuff in them, and others don't have a lot of stuff in them. Like we did Sovereign Over Us, and it was only a few tracks here, but I actually really like it. It really has stretched me a little bit to make me plan ahead of kind of where I think the Holy Spirit's leading in those songs. So there's pros and cons to each one of the ways of doing it, as far as session view and arrangement view. But I think it's cool to mix it up, and this is what we've done the last couple weeks, and it's actually gone really well for us. Also, I have just on the end of this arrangement off into the distance, I have a couple pads that these may be church front pads or worship tutorial pads off here. So just in case I want to, bring something random in last minute, I have just the main keys that we do right here that I can set to a MIDI button and launch it, last minute if I need to. I have those assigned. So yeah, if you have any questions on how to do this, Churchfront on YouTube has great tutorials as far as like how to do these tempo tracks up here that save you from having to do the tempo stuff in the master track. But it really is a lot easier than I thought it would be, as far as just dragging in all your multi-tracks, and then fitting them together and making them crossfade. And another thing that this has helped me in, because in session view you can't really edit like you can in arrangement view. So as far as like, hey, I want to chop out this chorus, I could do all that here, and that's helpful. And another thing that I've done for my team is I've actually taken like this first set here and exported it out for them to listen to and know how it's going to crossfade. And that helps, especially if you don't have a lot of time to rehearse during the week. I try to like resource my people with like everything I can. And so that's helpful as well to let them know, hey, this is how I kind of want the transition to go, and they can actually hear it through the Ableton. So yeah, if you got any questions, please reach out. I know everybody's in kind of a different scenario. In our scenario is that we're using Ableton pretty heavily because we don't have as many resources. Like all of our keys, all of our low end stuff is all coming from Ableton. So this stuff really does help out a lot. So growing and figuring out better ways to use it is the name of the game. So appreciate you. Thanks.